Hello, Justin the Ozarks Gardener here with a long overdue update. This is my end of the summer update. Today is August 23rd, and I'm going to be clearing things out soon to be planting for the fall garden. And I thought I'd just give you guys my impressions on how my first year summer garden went. So starting here in the cold frame, you can see I still have lots of kale. This stuff has grown all summer long. I planted this like in March, and it has kept growing all summer. It's been productive. It hasn't gone to seed. I've been eating it and juicing it, and I still have lots of it. There's some Swiss chard back there too. I still have lots of Swiss chard growing. Over here I have the zucchini plant, which has gotten gigantic. You can see how long the stem gets along there. And actually I've been saving this thing to show you guys. Check out this zucchini. I don't know how well you can see it. Oh god. I didn't pick it because I knew I was pulling this plant soon anyway, but look at this guy. That's crazy. But now you can see on these leaves here, it's like all white and stuff. I think this is called powdery mildew. It's just like a common thing on these plants, I think. But I'm gonna be pulling this plant soon, and a lot of these plants, and all this stuff like this is going to go into my compost, so anything that grew out of the garden can be put back into the garden. Over here I've got carrots still that I can pull. I've been pulling them as I've been eating them, and they're really good. Over here bush beans that produced probably like 3 crops of beans, and then over here I have pole beans, and this looks like a big giant bushy mess, right? And it is, but I really didn't get hardly any beans off of this. Like here's one right here, but the problem I think I had with this was that I planted them too close together along the trellis, and so the roots were fighting for nutrients and stuff, so they grew real big and everything, but they didn't really have enough, couldn't take up enough nutrients to put on a lot of fruit. Here's a couple more little beans. But I mean, I really haven't gotten hardly any beans off of this whole big giant bushy mess, and so that's kind of a disappointment, but whatever. Over here, the marigolds grew quite well. There's a lot of them down there. I just planted those to attract bees and pollinating insects and stuff like that, butterflies. I see them around here all the time. Then I got a bunch of parsley over here that I come and I just rip some off whenever I need some fresh herby flavor up in my food. And then kind of under here, being buried and taken over by all this bush or pole beans, is some tomato plants. It's actually easier to see the tomatoes if there are any still growing on this. I harvested most of them. There's like some little ones up here, but I guess I could leave them going for a while. But those are the black crims, and then over here I've got some Romas, and I still have lots of clusters of early girls on this trellis here. But as you can see, things are kind of dying off down here. It's been real dry. I haven't watered for a few days, but it's been real dry. Lately we had some really heavy rains for like 2-3 weeks, and then now we haven't had much water for a while, so I probably need to water. I'll do that tonight, I guess. And then here's a bunch more Swiss chard. There's white, just regular white. Here's red. There's like a yellow in here somewhere. There you go. So that's cool. That grows a lot really easily. I mean, grows from Swiss chard. It's really easy to grow. It grows really readily. It's really good for you. It's like spinach and celery combined, because you get this stalky bit that's kind of like celery, and then you get the leafy bit that's like spinach. And it has more flavor than spinach to me, which is good. And then hiding down here, it's actually a pepper plant. And that was one of my big complaints of this year. Like, this is finally about like 1.5 feet tall, but it's still really spindly, thin stalk. My peppers never took off. I don't know what the problem was exactly, if I left them in the pots too long and they got root bound or something, but see, here's a couple more. I mean, just look how small these are. This is August, and these should be, you know, big giant plants with peppers all over them, and they're just these little spindly guys. So here's one that's kind of tall, but again, look at how spindly. I'm not even pointing the camera. But look, this guy is kind of tall. But look how like spindly and thin this stalk is. It's a real it's a real wuss of a plant. So the peppers just never took off. I had much better luck with peppers last year in our apartment in just some containers. So I'm not exactly sure what I did wrong with these peppers. Maybe I should have. I mean, I grew everything from seed pretty much, so maybe I should have just got transplants or whatever. Probably would have had a little better luck than that, but I wanted to try everything from scratch and, you know, do it myself, whatever, the real way, the old-fashioned way. Over here I've got some beets that I still need to pick. I just kind of leave them in the ground till I'm ready to eat them. I mean, you can see they're getting a little wilty. Some of the leaves are dying, whatever, but the beets are still good down there. I mean, look at that, guys. Huge, if you can see that. So I've just been pulling those as I eat them. So that's been doing well. Got some grass growing up through my raised bed here. That's not cool. No grass in the raised bed. Not cool. But excuse me. My other big complaint this year was cucumbers. I planted several cucumber plants. This is one of them, and here's a cucumber growing on it, which is cool. But I didn't really get very many. This is a pickling cucumber. That was the kind I grew because I specifically wanted to make pickles. I ended up buying a bunch of pickling cucumbers from the farmer's market and making some pickles. But I was hoping to have a bunch of my own, and they just didn't really take off very well, didn't grow very well. And so then that brings us over here to the Romas, which you can see they're getting all dry and dying, whatever. Like I said, they probably need some water, but they were kind of turning that way before. Recently anyway. And then down here is a couple of little tomato plants that were actually cuttings I took off. They were suckers that I pulled from some of these plants over here and just transplanted them because I'd heard they would grow, and they grew. I mean, they've grown. They haven't really got to the point of putting on fruit or anything, and I doubt they will before it really gets cold. So, and then over here is a melon plant. It's like a American muskmelon, like an heirloom melon that I planted that never really, I mean, it took off, it grew a little bit up here around the trellis. It's got a couple little flowers on it, but just didn't grow in time to actually put on any melons this summer. And I had several problems with these Roma cages getting blown over by some heavy winds because the plants were so heavy. So that's why I have these 2x4s propping them up. And then another big complaint I had was I have several okra plants here, and this is one of the only ones that actually got somewhat big at all, and you can see I got big old okras on here, a couple of them. But yeah, the okra didn't really grow so well, didn't really take off. So all in all, I'm gonna give my first year's summer garden about a 60% success rate. I mean, a lot of family members and relatives come over here and look at all this and go like, oh wow, your garden is huge and beautiful, and like you got all this stuff growing, which I think I did pretty good. I got a fair amount of stuff out of this, and I'm still eating out of it. But just the fact that the peppers, the okra, and the cucumbers just never really took off kind of disappointed me. So I mean, you live and you learn, and hopefully it'll get better next year. But my next update is probably going to be this Sunday. I'm going to come in and clear a bunch of this stuff out. Just pull a bunch of plants out that aren't really producing much anymore, like the zucchini and the squash, and I'll pull out all these beets, probably try and eat them up, and probably clip all that stuff off that trellis so that it dies. And then I can plant peas, and I'll be planting lettuces and greens and all kinds of cool stuff for the fall. So be looking forward to that. And this is Justin, the Ozarks Gardener, signing off.